Eager for an adventure off the beaten path, Tom and his friends embarked on a road trip through the remote countryside of Eastern Europe. They had heard rumors of a hidden village called Gavroska, untouched by modern civilization. After hours of driving, they stumbled upon the village nestled in a picturesque valley. Its inhabitants, dressed in traditional attire, welcomed the travelers with open arms. The village seemed idyllic, frozen in time. As they explored, Tom and his friends noticed peculiarities: the villagers' insistence on not mentioning the modern world, the absence of any technology, and the eerie quiet that pervaded the village. On the second day, they awoke to find the village deserted. Panic set in as they searched for any sign of life, but there was none. They decided to leave, but discovered their car had vanished. Trapped in Gavroska, they delved deeper into the mystery. Hidden in a cellar, they uncovered a journal from the 1800s that told of a curse placed upon the village, a curse that trapped its inhabitants in a timeless purgatory. With each passing day, Tom and his friends felt time slip away, their own bodies aging while the village remained untouched. Desperate, they sought a way to break the curse. Their research led them to a hidden chamber beneath the village church, where they discovered a decrepit altar. There, they performed a solemn ritual to appease the ancient curse, offering their own time and memories in exchange for the village's freedom. The village came alive once more, but Tom and his friends aged decades in an instant, their memories fading like mist. They were old, their lives reduced to fragments of time, but they had succeeded. The curse of Gavroska was lifted and the village was free. Tom was the only one who survived, a frail old man with only fleeting memories of his youth and friends. He would never forget the sacrifice that had set the village free, a sacrifice that had come at a great personal cost. For their annual adventure, a group of college friends decided to explore the Appalachian Mountains, known for their rugged terrain and hidden secrets. Their destination was a remote cave, rumored to hold ancient treasures. As they ventured into the cave, the air grew chilly and the darkness pressed in around them. Illuminating the path with flashlights, they navigated the labyrinthine tunnels, uncovering eerie carvings on the walls. Deeper within the cave, they discovered a chamber unlike any other, an underground lake, its waters shimmering with an unnatural glow. The sight was breathtaking, but the tranquility was short-lived. A shadowy figure emerged from the water, its eyes gleaming with malevolence. It spoke not with words but with images in their minds, a warning to leave, for the cave was cursed. Fearful yet curious, the friends pressed on, desperate to uncover the cave's secrets. As they delved deeper, the shadows grew thicker and their flashlights flickered. One by one, they vanished, consumed by the darkness. Only Sarah remained, her heart pounding as she tried to escape. But the cave seemed to shift and twist, trapping her within its depths. Finally, she reached the underground lake where the shadowy figure awaited. It revealed its true form, a guardian spirit tasked with protecting the cave's ancient secrets. With sorrow in its eyes, the guardian explained that the cave held the memories of those who had entered, bound for all eternity. The friends had become one with the cave, their souls imprisoned within its depths. Sarah, alone and terrified, realized that there was no escape. She had uncovered the cave's dark secret, but it had come at a terrible price. As she gazed into the glowing waters, she knew that she would join her friends in the shadows, a part of the cave's cursed legacy. Roanoke Island, with its rich history and maritime legends, drew tourists seeking adventure. A group of friends set out to explore the coastal town, eager to uncover the mysteries hidden within its shores. As they wandered the historic waterfront, they stumbled upon a dilapidated ship, its timbers rotting and sails tattered. The locals spoke of the ship as cursed, the Phantom Voyager, a vessel that had vanished without a trace centuries ago. Undeterred by the superstitions, the friends boarded the ship, armed with cameras and a sense of curiosity. They explored its eerie corridors and abandoned cabins, documenting their findings. As night fell, a thick fog enveloped the ship, cutting off their view of the shore. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped on the ghostly vessel. Desperate, they tried to signal for help, but their cries went unanswered. Strange occurrences plagued them. The sound of ghostly footsteps, whispers in the dark, and apparitions that seemed to flicker in and out of existence. The friends grew increasingly frightened, their unity crumbling. One by one, they vanished, consumed by the ship's supernatural forces. Only Alex remained, his heart pounding as he tried to make sense of the nightmare that had become his reality. In the ghostly silence, Alex stumbled upon a journal hidden in the captain's quarters. It revealed the ship's dark history, the captain's pact with a vengeful sea spirit, offering the souls of his crew in exchange for eternal life. The Phantom Voyager had become a floating prison, a vessel bound by dark magic to claim the souls of those who dared to step aboard. Alex understood that the ship could never be free until its curse was broken. With grim determination, he confronted the sea spirit, offering his own soul in exchange for the release of the ship and the trapped souls within. The spirit, its eyes filled with malevolence, accepted the offer, and the ship faded into the mist. Alex was left alone on the fog-shrouded waters, a survivor of the ghostly ordeal. He watched as the Phantom Voyager vanished from sight, knowing that his sacrifice had set the trapped souls free, but had come at a terrible cost. Angkor Wat, the famous temple complex in Cambodia, was a must-visit for tourists worldwide. Mark and his friends, avid urban explorers, decided to explore not just the main temple but also the less-known ruins nearby. The group had heard whispers of the temple's dark past, horrifying experiments, cruel treatment of patients, and rumors of restless spirits. Determined to document their adventure, they brought cameras, flashlights, and a sense of dread that clung to them like a second skin. As they entered the decaying building, the stench of mildew and decay assaulted their senses. Crumbling walls, shattered windows, and discarded hospital equipment painted a grim picture of what had transpired within these walls. The exploration was unnerving, but nothing could prepare them for what they discovered in the basement. Rows of rusted cages, restraints, and a chillingly preserved operating room told a haunting tale of suffering. Sarah's friend Jake couldn't resist trying on an old straitjacket for a photo. As he posed, a deafening crash echoed through the basement. The group frantically searched for the source of the noise but found nothing. Their unease grew and they decided to leave the basement. That's when they realized Jake was missing. Panic set in as they scoured the asylum, but there was no sign of him. Terrified and hearts pounding, they fled the asylum, vowing to return with help. The police were called, and a search of the building commenced. But Jake was never found. In the following weeks, the group reviewed their photos, hoping for clues. In one, they saw Jake straitjacketed, surrounded by shadowy figures with hollow eyes. His fate remained a mystery, but the chilling photograph served as a haunting reminder of their ill-fated exploration. As time passed, the group's obsession with Jake's disappearance grew. They delved deeper into the history of the asylum, uncovering tales of a doctor who had conducted grotesque experiments on patients, leaving them scarred both physically and mentally. One evening, Sarah received an anonymous email with a cryptic message, coordinates leading to an abandoned mansion on the outskirts of town. Intrigued and driven by the need for closure, the group decided to investigate. The mansion, hidden behind overgrown trees and crumbling stone walls, exuded an air of malevolence. As they entered, they discovered a room filled with disturbing photographs and journals detailing the doctor's experiments. The truth unfolded before their eyes. Jake had become a victim of the asylum's dark past. He had been subjected to torturous procedures, his mind shattered by the doctor's sadistic pursuits. As they continued to explore, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber deep within the mansion. Inside, they found Jake, his emaciated body suspended from the ceiling by chains. His eyes, once vibrant, now held only emptiness. With trembling hands, they released Jake from his nightmarish prison. His reunion with Sarah was bittersweet, as the horrors he had endured left him a shell of his former self. The group vowed to bring the doctor's atrocities to light, to ensure that no one else would suffer the same fate. But as they left the mansion, they couldn't shake the feeling that the darkness of the asylum still clung to them, a haunting reminder of the evil they had uncovered. Nestled deep in the Appalachian Mountains, Whispering Pines Inn was known for its rustic charm and breathtaking views. Sarah and her husband Mark decided to spend their anniversary there, eager to escape the hustle and bustle of city life. The innkeeper, Mr. Simmons, welcomed them warmly and showed them to their room, a quaint antique-filled suite with a balcony overlooking the dense forest. Their first night was peaceful, but on the second night Sarah was awakened by a soft, mournful whisper that seemed to emanate from the walls themselves. She roused Mark, but he heard nothing and dismissed it as a dream. The whispers grew louder each night, accompanied by a feeling of icy dread that seemed to seep into their bones. Sarah's sleepless nights left her exhausted, and Mark's skepticism slowly eroded. One evening, as they sat on the balcony, a chilling voice spoke directly into their minds. "Leave this place before it claims you," it warned. They glanced around, but there was no one to be seen. Terrified, they packed their bags and sought out Mr. Simmons. As they approached the innkeeper's office, they noticed a portrait on the wall, an eerie painting of Mr. Simmons himself, his eyes cold and lifeless. And Mr. Simmons explained that he had been bound to the inn by a dark pact made long ago, and the inn demanded souls to sustain it. He had lured countless guests to their doom, and he was bound to do so for eternity. With a heavy heart, Mr. Simmons urged them to run to save themselves from the inn's insatiable hunger. Sarah and Mark fled, leaving behind the cursed Whispering Pines Inn and its malevolent innkeeper. They sought refuge in a nearby town, haunted by the memories of their ordeal. The whispers and icy dread had left scars on their souls, a constant reminder of the evil that had lurked within the inn's walls. Years later, as they passed by the inn, they saw that it had fallen into further disrepair, its once charming exterior now a decrepit facade. They knew that the innkeeper's curse would forever bind him to the crumbling building, a prisoner of his own malevolence.